If you've lived in Colorado for a minute, you're probably familiar with the name Molly Brown, but you may not know the full story of her heroism, on the night the Titanic sank.
April 15th will mark 113 years since the Titanic sank, and we are still learning new information about that night and the days that followed.
Joining us now is Andrea Malcolm, the director of the Molly Brown Museum House, Molly Brown House Museum. It's the correct way to say it. You guys just picked up some new artifacts that are pretty incredible. You were telling us a little bit about them. What is this new exhibit? What all does it entail?
Yeah, so it's called See Justice Done, and it's about the legacy of the Titanic Survivors Committee. So after the Titanic sinks, they're rescued by the Carpathia. So about half the passengers, are on the ship, on the Carpathia. Mrs. Brown, rather than sort of feeling sorry for herself or sad about what happened, she looked around and said, I have to do something about this. We have steerage, third-class immigrant passengers who have now lost probably their husband, maybe their children. They were going to start a new life in America, and now they have nothing. So she wanted to help all of those people. She could speak 5 languages, so she was able to translate and comfort people. She knew, her fellow first-class passengers were capable of supporting this group, so she helped raise $10,000 in the couple days it took to get to New York City. So the Survivors Committee that she formed really became that instrumental group that helped hundreds of people who had survived this disaster.
What an aspirational advocate. Wow, I gotta go to this museum. And something that we just flashed a picture of, this letter that's on display that she wrote. So tell us what's in the letter, who was it to? This is remarkable.
It is. So new to the museum's collection from descendants. They have entrusted us in the care of this amazing letter that Margaret Brown wrote in early May of 1912. She has just gotten back to Denver after the Titanic disaster. She's a savvy businesswoman, so she's renting out the house in Capitol Hill. So she stays at the Brown Palace Hotel.
Oh.
Brown
How fabulous.
I know, right? So writing this letter on Brown Palace Hotel stationery to her daughter Helen, who is still back in Paris, she says, like my t-shirt says, I've been brine, salted, and pickled in mid-ocean, but I am now high and dry. Wow. And then on the reverse of the letter, she says, I must have my head examined. They're calling me the heroine of the Titanic. Oh. But she says, I only did what anyone else would do. And then the whole mystery of Mrs. Brown being on the Titanic is that her grandbaby was sick. So she wanted to come home as quickly as she could to take care of this grandbaby. In the letter, she says, he wasn't sick a minute.
Oh, interesting. So that's new information.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Wait, so what do you think that means? She just wanted like a fabulous trip,
I think
I'm curious.
I think she got on the ship for her sick grandbaby and a fabulous trip. But then it turns out the grandbaby wasn't even sick.
Oh my goodness. And then it ended in tragedy, but thank goodness for her. I mean, look at how she formed this really effective coalition. Good for her.
Yes.
This is so cool. We both saying we haven't been to this museum, love history, want to go, definitely would recommend everybody out there also, take a little look, especially got some new stuff. Anything else you want to mention that's new in-house?
So Mrs. Brown was also concerned about the crew who had survived. Policy at that point was there's no ship, no pay. So she championed to the White Star Line director who also survived and said, you have to take care of the crew. You have to pay them, you have to get them back home to England. What are you gonna do? So we also have new to our collection, a donation of a flag that says from the crew survivors of the Titanic to Mrs. J.J. Brown. So this is amazing evidence that's just come to light of how important Mrs. Brown's work through the Titanic Survivors Committee was, not only to the immigrant passengers, but to the crew as well. Right. So amazing objects coming to the museum that help us tell this story.
No ship, no pay. Are you kidding me? So for people to just go to the Molly Brown Museum, like just aside from the Titanic exhibit, what else can they see?
Yeah, so it's her beautiful Victorian home on Capitol Hill. So you get to be in the rooms. You get to see her furniture and her china and her purses and her jewelry, and really get a sense of what it was like to live in her home and be Mrs. Brown. And then you get to explore all the amazing things she did. So Titanic Survivors Committee, running for U.S. Senate in 1914, champion for labor reform in the wake of Ludlow. You know, all of these amazing things. It's so inspirational to hear her story and know that each of us can play a role in our communities every day.
What didn't she do?
I
I learned
know.
so much about her just in this interview, 100%.
What an amazing woman. Andrea Malcolm, the director of the Molly Brown House Museum. Thank you.